outside dollars in changing our Constitution. That should be a very high bar, not what we're seeing today on proposals 2 and 3. And so I want to make sure that when we get back into session, then we begin to look at how we make this, citizens initiatives, referendums, Michigan law again. And so it doesn't allow outside dollars to come in here. It's just you and I that are responsible for these initiatives. And when that day comes, there probably won't be a need for doing this parliamentary procedure that you're talking about. But on the emergency manager issue, in talking about democracy, when we take dollars in and we, and there are issues. Proposal A is causing some grief for local communities and how they can collect dollars after losing value for so long. The communities can lose dollars really fast, and then because of proposal A, it can go incrementally. That's why revenue sharing has been shorting our local units of government. There's something that has to be done with that, clearly. But if I tell you, if I take this away from the locals, right here in your backyard, and I say, how does it feel to bail out Detroit? When they have problems, they're underwater, they have problems with their city government, or they have problems with their school district, and all of you are on the hook for that money. Who should be responsible for spending that money that you send them? And so if you're not responsible for, you call them emergency managers, something that goes in there, and you allow that government to continue spending the way they do, is that what we want? Is that you take money from Linden, from Flushing, from Montrose, from Birch Run, from Freeland, Michigan, and send it to Detroit in terms of revenue sharing, and we have no say on how they spend money because they're spending it poorly? So there has to be some kind of a balance. And in some of the cases that you're talking about, it's very legitimate to you don't want to create a law, because we separate our policy from our appropriations, and so if we're over here and we say, this is great policy, how do we pay for it? Third grade reading is a great example of this, and all the intervention that has to take place, to teach kids how to read so they don't flunk third grade. So there has to be a price to it, right? And so if these two sides aren't talking, there's going to be appropriations. I can't remember the one issue, and both sides are calling for a study, on a bill that we were working on. So we put the money in for the study, and then we were challenged with exactly what you're saying. And so, no, the only pledge I ever took was to vote no on right to work. I never even took the pledge to the no tax pledge so that we could fix things. So the bottom line is, you're not going to get a pledge from me for doing those things. I'm like Mike. I'm just going to, as the issues come up and we hear from our constituents, and you call our offices and you say this is a bad idea, we take those thoughts and comments into consideration.
Thanks for answering honestly. I appreciate it.
Are there any other questions? Well, I would like to say thank you again for all of you coming out this evening. I hope you found this a benefit to be able to ask questions, or even making statements is great too, because it puts into the legislators' minds what's in our thoughts and what we want to see happening, and it might not be something that they can answer specifically by answer, but you now have given them a list of, they're making notes for the different points that you've brought up.
Some are making notes.
Huh?
I'm looking at some
Oh.
who are not. Right away.
So I just want to say thank you. And I want to thank all of our candidates, and I wish you all the best of luck in your candidacy. And next Tuesday, thank you for taking time out to come to our location, because I had several people that never even responded to my invitation, where I was told that we're too small of a community for them to come to. So I just want to say thank you to each of you that you found our little community important to come to tonight. So thank you for your time.